Chris, what is our second main topic today?
This one comes from Rocky. Hey, John and crew. Hope everyone's doing well. Top Gun Maverick just made $44 million in its fourth weekend. That is the second biggest fourth weekend of all time, below Avatar and above Force Awakens and Black Panther. The legs on this movie are seriously insane. Industry analysts are now starting to predict a domestic finish above $600 million. There are only 11 movies in the history of Hollywood that grossed $600 million plus, of which 9 of them opened with $200 million, the other 2 being Titanic and Avatar, Cameron, the king of legs, and Top Gun opened with only $126 million, $106 million 3-day, 4-day.
All right, thanks a lot for sending that in, Rocky. All right, look, a year and a half ago, I came back from CinemaCon. Me and Aaron came back from CinemaCon and told you guys, hold on to your butts. We just saw the first 18 minutes of Top Gun that's coming out next year. And it's incredible. It's really, really good. I'm shocked. Because up until that point, I'd been saying, you guys know, I'd been saying up until that point, a year and a half ago, this is too little too late doing this Top Gun movie. It's going to be a blip on the pop cultural radar, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was pretty pessimistic about it. And then they showed us those first 18 minutes. I'm like, oh. So then at this year's CinemaCon, they showed us the whole damn thing. And we were like, damn, this is a fun time at the movies. Came out I think it was the biggest opening weekend for any Tom Cruise movie in history. And my God, the legs on this thing is crazy. Now, while it is not the top spot at the box office, not even in the top 2, top 3, it just had a 15% drop week over week, which is incredible for this late in the game. But get this is an obscure number that we've probably never mentioned before, but it is significant. In the history of cinema, in week 4, only one movie in history has ever made more money than this movie. Think about that. And I can't remember the last time that the box office report showed 3 movies making over $40 million. Obviously, Jurassic World, Lightyear, and of course, Top Gun. I can't remember the last time we had 3 movies in the top 3 spots that all made over $40 million. So that's pretty good too. But the story right now is Top Gun. This comes to us from the folks over at CBR who wrote the following. According to box office analyst Gitesh Padya on Twitter, Top Gun Maverick earned $44 million at the domestic box office in its 4th weekend in theaters. Only 3 other movies in box office history have earned more than $40 million in their 4th weekends in theaters, including Avatar with $50.3 million, Star Wars The Force Awakens at $42.4 million, and Marvel Studios' Black Panther at $40.8 million. These earnings also make Top Gun Maverick the second highest earning 4th weekend in theaters of all time, just behind 2010's Avatar. Overall, Maverick boasts a domestic box office total cum of $466.2 million. That is, of course, domestically, it is closing in on $900 million worldwide right now for this movie, which 2 years ago, I would have said never, no way. A year and a half ago, I would have said maybe. And then after seeing it, of course, I'm like, I didn't quite think it would get to $1 billion. I said it has a chance, it could get close, but it's going to cross the $1 billion mark now here again. Look, again, let's wrap our heads around this. No Star Wars movie has ever made over $44 million in its 4th weekend. No Marvel movie, not Infinity War, not Endgame, not Civil War, not Spider-Man, not Doctor Strange, nothing has ever made $44 million in its 4th weekend. Tom Cruise just did with a 36-year-old franchise. With a movie that doesn't even tell us who the enemy is.
Which is a smart move.
Which was a very smart move.
Now.
Absolutely smart move on its part. This is cinematic history that's just been made. And look, I'm not going to tell you Top Gun deserves a nomination for Best Picture at the Academy Awards. Honestly, it doesn't. But it's damn fun. This is a couple of things. First and foremost, I think this dispels the idea that only a Star Wars or a comic book movie can do big business at the box office anymore. Mm-hmm. And this isn't even like a comic book movie. I mean, this is more akin to a lot of other fare. But when you put out a movie that just puts smile on faces and excitement in the theater, people will go see it. We're in the same era right now where A24 has just had its biggest box office success of all time with Everything Everywhere All at Once. So we see some really good things happening at the box office as well. This is pretty impressive, Rob. We want to take a moment and thank the sponsor of today's video, Storyblocks. Guys, I have been an enthusiastic fan and user of Storyblocks for years. I go to them whenever I'm in need of content creation assets like royalty-free music, video clips, or templates for my creative projects, ranging anywhere from little editorial videos to my very own full-feature documentary. Storyblocks helps you bring your stories, videos, and projects to life without sacrifices due to time, budget, or access to resources. They have over 1 million different story assets ranging from stock videos, audio and music, an in-browser video editor, and they feature pre-designed templates, animations, and outros. Storyblocks uses an affordable subscription model, and their unlimited access plans offers, well, unlimited video and audio downloads rather than a costly pay-per-clip model. With Storyblocks, you'll be able to create more content and, more importantly, better content, all while using a subscription plan that fits your budget, utilizing unlimited downloads of demand-driven and diverse content. So if you're interested in upping your content creation game, head over to www.storyblocks.com/Campea and get started today. That's www.storyblocks.com/Campea. Pretty impressive, Rob. You take a look at this. No comic book movie, no Star Wars movie, no Harry Potter movie has ever made as much money in its fourth weekend as Top Gun does. What does this tell you?
Well, I think part of it is the older audience has come out to the theaters after word of mouth hit. The reason that it's sustained is because people that weren't going to the movies are going back to see this movie in particular. I haven't heard, I'm getting up there. And this movie, more people are buzzing about this movie than any movie I've heard about, more so than comic book movies, because this represents nostalgia all the way back, almost 40 years of nostalgia. But I think the real testament to this is you have a star in Tom Cruise who waited. He's like, you know what? I'm not going to do this movie until the story's right and we can do it the correct way. And he said, technically, I want to have cameras that are in the cockpits. I want to be able to show something to an audience that they couldn't have seen before. So you have a star wielding their power in the proper way. And then he had a collaborator he'd worked with before in Joseph Kosinski. They'd made Oblivion together, so he trusted him. And then he brought in his major domo, Chris McQuarrie, to rewrite the script. He brought in his A-team. And they came together, and it shows you, I think, what collaborators that continue to work together in Hollywood. I would say that, Ron Howard and Brian Grazer are a team like that. Maybe not, they haven't had this kind of success with this, but I think that to me, this movie represents how Hollywood is supposed to work, and people make that's a 36-year-old franchise. That's not going to work. I'm sure Hollywood will now, let's take up every franchise that hasn't had a sequel from the 80s. That's not the way it works. I mean, this is a very special case that was literally conjured up by people that cared enough and knew what they were doing, people that were at the top of their game. They earned the position that they're in, and they wielded their power, I want to say in a benevolent way, but in a way where they conjured up magic. And this movie is magical. Like you said, people who go to see, dude, you cannot watch this movie and not leave it without a big smile on your face. You get all the feels. You get the emotional wallop of meeting past characters and feeling that. And then you get the father-son relationship, the pseudo-father-son relationship. You get aerial dogfighting sequences that are amazing. You get Kenny Loggins going to the danger zone again. I mean, you get the Top Gun anthem, Harold Faltermeyer's Top Gun anthem. You get Lady Gaga singing the song. I mean, I can't even imagine. An AI could not design a better piece of entertainment than this.
By the way, can you bring up that picture of Bob again for a second?
Sure.
I can't remember if we talked about this last week or not. But do you guys, somebody pointed this out. I didn't realize this. Did we talk about, I can't remember if we did before I went sick. Did we talk about who he is? That's David Pullman's son.
Oh.
The president from Independence Day. Lone Star from Spaceballs.
You mean Bill
Pullman?
Who did I say, Bob?
Somebody
David.
else.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Bill Pullman. That's Bill Pullman's son, who was a fighter pilot himself in Independence Day.
Well, now I can't unsee it.
Right? I didn't know this, so somebody pointed that out to me. I thought that was great. Anyway, Chris, you see this, you see like the second biggest, other than Avatar, no comic book movie, no Star Wars movie, biggest fourth weekend in history. What do you make of this? What do you attribute it to?
Man, I think it's just because you can see this movie with your whole family. There's a lot of trends on TikTok right now of people going and getting fake mustaches and aviators and getting their grandparents to throw those on and watch this with them when they go see the movie. I think it's cute as heck. For me, I didn't have the spiritual experience that Bobbert over here had. It's all these. I mean, proof it's real, Jonathan. All right? I don't believe it. Okay, there we go. Everyone's just trying to be you. They keep seeing you on camera after last week. They were like, man, that guy.
Miles Teller copied you, bro.
Exactly. But I really think it's because you can go see this as a whole family. This is something that everyone can go enjoy together. And let's be honest, a lot of the other movies right now are not having the great critical reviews that Top Gun had. So if you're going to pick something to go see and get out of the heat, it's probably going to be this instead of some of the other things.
By the way, bring up Bob again for a second. I just saw a couple people in the live chat saying that they thought it was me. Really? I don't see it, but a bunch of people in the live chat
are
saying
you
it's
his
me.
dad?
Maybe I should be Bob.
Oh, dang.
Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you make of I mean, I'm afraid this is one of those little statistics that people are just going to hear. It's going to go in one ear, out the other. This is really significant, the type of money and success that it has, because that means people are going and they're going again and again, and they're bringing new people. This is an incredible result. What do you make of this? Why do you attribute it to that? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.